Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Minzy. Here on my channel, we talk a lot about fragrances. I love sharing and connecting with you guys through my olfactive journey or just by anything that I really enjoy. And if that sounds like something you enjoy watching, please consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss out any of my content in the future. Alright guys, in this video today, I am going to talk about one of the fragrances that I have been really enjoy wearing, and I feel like it started becoming my signature scent because I really vibe with this fragrance. And if you watch my last video, I feel like you will know what I'm going to talk about. And yes, it is Ganymede from Marc-Antoine Barrois. And this fragrance, the more I wear it, the more I just fall in love with it. Not only because now it's have a very sentimental connections with my memory when I came back to Vietnam, but of course because of how gorgeous this fragrance is. And let me go ahead and give you a quick look of this bottle, and then we will talk about the notes, about the main accords, and let's talk about how this fragrance smells. So here is the bottle. This is how the bottle looks. It's a clear bottle and it has like a little gold in the front that have the names of the brand, the name of the fragrance, and the logo of the brand. And here is the cap. Hopefully I don't blind you guys, but yeah, that's the logo of Marc-Antoine Barrois. It's a very simple looking bottle, but I think it's super luxurious. I like the quality of the glass. I like the quality of the cap, which, you know, I expect nothing less from this brand, because before he came out with fragrances for the brand, Marc-Antoine Barrois is actually a luxury fashion textile brand. And now, of course, they come out with fragrances. And I have to say, all of their fragrances, even though they don't have a big collections of fragrances because they are quite still new to the markets, new to the whole perfume industry, I have to say every single release from the brand is very solid. So I cannot wait to dig into this brand even more and give you guys my honest opinions. But today let's talk about Ganymede from Marc-Antoine Barrois. So the main accords, we have mineral, warm, spicy, leather, oud, ozonic, woody, citrus, fruity, aquatic, and herbal. And this was launched in 2019. The perfumer behind Ganymede is Quentin Beach, and if you don't know, all of the fragrances created for this brand is created by Quentin Beach. And this is a woody spicy fragrance. So notes, we have, they don't say top notes, middle notes, or base notes, they just show notes on here. So we have mineral notes, we have saffron, sway, akigala wood, violet leaf, immortelle, Italian mandarin, and Chinese osmanthus. If you watched my last video, you know that this fragrance is quite hard to describe because it is very unique. I have never smelled anything like this in my life, let alone, you know, compared with other fragrances I have in my collections. This smelled nothing like what I have in my collection at all. And, you know, in general, in my life, I have never smelled anything like this. So this fragrance is actually a slow burn kind of love for me. When I first smelled this fragrance, to be honest with you guys, I don't know how I feel about it because it's just so different from my experience with other fragrances. And before I even got this fragrance, I was afraid that I will not like it at all because of the mineral note. And I feel like mineral notes is notorious for smelling very metallic, and I just have this, you know, bad perceptions about mineral notes that it's gonna smell like burning metallic. If you know what I mean, it's like, you know, when you walk through a construction area and you smell that when the person's cutting into the metallic, so it has that burning but metallic at the same time. That's what I thought it's gonna smell in this fragrance. So I was very hesitated to try this fragrance, but you know, I gotta keep an open mind, right? Especially I review fragrance, especially I'm always out there to looking for the next best thing in the perfume industry. So yeah, I told myself to let's giving this fragrance a try. And thank you Zijo Perfumery for kindly gifting this fragrance for me, because if not, I'm not sure that I would, you know, bite the bullet to blind buy this fragrance. So I tried this fragrance a couple of times at the store. Honestly, I was not impressed. But when Zijo offered to gifting me any fragrance that I would like to try out, I decided to give this fragrance a try, because this is the kind of fragrance that you cannot just try at a store and walk out of the store and be done with it. This is the kind of fragrance that I recommend you guys to really give it a full wear test. And boy, I was not wrong at all. I got this fragrance right before my trip back to Vietnam, and I decided to bring this fragrance back to my home country, like I said in my last video, because I just have this feeling that it's gonna smell good in the tropical, hot, humid tropical climate area. And yeah, I was right about that. If you are afraid of that mineral note that turned to a burning metallic smelling, please don't worry about that. It's nothing like that. In fact, the mineral notes in here is what makes this fragrance so unique and different. And I wouldn't say that just the mineral notes, it's just the note structure, the combinations of all the notes in here together really make this fragrance gorgeous and unique. So like I said, I'm not sure how I'm going to describe this fragrance in a technical way. I would try my best, but I will tell you my feeling, my thought when I wear this fragrance. And look at this atomizer. It's absolutely beautiful atomizer. Oh my God. Guys, every freaking time I spray this fragrance, I'm just blown away every freaking time. This is so fucking good. Okay, right when I spray this fragrance, I get a lot of the coolness. And this is not only from the mineral notes, but also I believe it's from the osmanthus. There's something fruity in here. It's sweet, it is fruity. There is some floral also, but in the background. This is not a floral fragrance, but there's this beautiful floral in the background lurking around and giving this like a little bit of that exotic vibe to this fragrance. This smells like you are on the most luxurious tropical vacations, but it's not in like the traditional suntan lotion, you know, beachy vibe. It's give that, you know, wet, cool and wet, but at the same time warm feeling. I can smell that cool metallic notes in here, but it's very, very smooth. It's not like you actually smell metal. It smells like the cool air with the rain, and you can smell that warm, earthy from, you know, from the ground. Like I said, in my last video, the best way to describe this fragrance is my feeling when I wear this fragrance. This smells like a long, hot, humid day, and all of the sudden you get the rain coming. You get this beautiful wet coolness in the air, but then contrasting with the heat that coming up from the ground. So the cool from the air from the rains meet with the warmth from the ground together. They create this beautiful contrasting of cool and warm. And even though they are contrasting, they really complement each other in the best possible way. Oh my god, I kid you not, I rarely got any compliments when I wear my fragrances. And you know, compliments are not, you know, the main thing why I love fragrance in the first place. I don't really care if I get a compliment or not, but I feel, you know, when getting a compliment, it still feels good, right? And when I wear Ganymede, I got compliments from stranger. I wouldn't call him stranger, but I got compliments first from my mom, who is very picky about scents. She's very sensitive with scents, so she doesn't like anything that smells good. Yeah, I know it sounds bad, but she's very allergic to scents, so she cannot stand, you know, anything perfumes at all. But when I wear this one, she said I smell super good, and I will wear this one to work. This person, he worked in the same company with me, but we're not like co-worker. He passed by my cubicle, my stations, and he stopped and asked me, like I was working, and he asked me, hey, do you mind tell me what you're wearing? Because it smells really, really good. And he can smell the tray of this fragrance from where I walk outside to my cubicle. Like literally that trail, he can smell it. And that just shows me that this fragrance has a really, really nice sillage. So when I met Marc-Antoine Barrois in person, he did comments that he wants his fragrance to be powerful, to be long lasting, but it doesn't have to be in your face. He wanted it to have a really elegant, like an aura kind of sillage. Like people will smell the trail of your fragrance when you move around, and I think Quantum Beach did a really good job with that in this fragrance. I love it. I spray this on my husband, and again, it's not in my face, but his trail is absolutely sexy. Honestly, you guys, you need to go and try it for yourself. Words are not enough to describe how gorgeous this fragrance is. So as I mentioned earlier, Marc-Antoine, when he comes up with ideas with fragrances, he wants all of his fragrances to be long lasting and have a elegant sillage and elegant scent trail. And that is exactly how Ganymede is. It lasts a very, very long time. I gotta say, if you spray on your clothes, on your jackets, for sure it will hang on to your jackets for a week. On my body, on my skin, of course, this lasts me all day when I wear it to work, until, you know, I go shower and then try to scrub it out. So longevity, you don't have to worry about it. Again, the projections and the sillage, it is a beautiful aura. It has a beautiful aura, projections, and then beautiful elegant scent trail. So people will definitely smell you for sure, and you will not bother anyone because the way it projects and the way that it leaves a scent trail is just so beautiful, so elegant. To be honest, when I first smelled this fragrance, I thought that this is the kind of fragrance that can only be enjoyed by fragrance connoisseur, like people who collects fragrance, who knows about fragrances for a long, long time. Not for someone like me who just started during the pandemic, you know. So I did not think this is a ground pleasing fragrance, but I was wrong. I feel like this is the only fragrance that is unique but ground pleasing at the same time. Like I haven't met anyone that does not like Ganymede or complain about Ganymede. In fact, they all stop by and ask me what I am wearing. Ganymede is for sure now become my signature scent. Not only my signature scent, but also in my top favorite fragrance for life. Yes, I have about like 16 or 17 top fragrances for life. I might have to drop something in that list and put Ganymede in, but I'm not sure yet. But for sure that you guys know now, Ganymede is in my top fragrances for life. And by the way, I also own Ganymede extrait, and to be honest with you guys, I only wore this fragrance one time, so I wouldn't say that I really have like a full wear test of this fragrance. I need more time to really understand this fragrance. Just like how I was with Ganymede, I feel like these fragrances are very unique, that it does takes time for me to really play with the fragrance, to really understand it. It is not something that, oh, yep, I love it right away. No, it's a kind of slow burn fragrance for me, and I feel like I do need more time with this fragrance. First impression though, I wouldn't say that like really first impressions, but I do gather some thought when I wear Ganymede extrait. And again, when I wear this one to work that day, I got another compliment. This lady came by my cubicle for some business transactions, and she said, "What are you wearing? Like, your area smells so good. Do you light up a candle or anything?" Like, which is kind of weird that she asked me that, because it is a no-no to light candle at work, you know. Of course, I don't want to cause any fire at work, so of course never light candle at work. But she compliments that my area smells really good, and it is Ganymede extrait, guy. I wore this fragrance that day. To me, they did a really good job keeping the DNA of Ganymede, so you still smell that DNA of Ganymede in here, but they changed a little bit of the notes and amp up some notes in here. To me, they replaced the coolness effect from the mineral notes in Ganymede, the original one, with the incense in the extrait one. So you still get that coolness, but instead of from the mineral notes, now you get it from the incense. And the incense make this more like smoky and mysterious, and I feel like it's more for nighttime because of that incense, if that makes sense. But in general, I think it's such a genius way to keep the DNA to the core, like the beauty of Ganymede, which is that coolness contrast with the warm, by replacing mineral note with the incense notes. And of course, one of my favorite perfumers, Quentin Beach, he definitely knows what he's doing, and he did such an amazing job with all of the creations for Marc-Antoine Barrois. Honestly, I hope that one day I can work with Marc-Antoine, because I do really enjoy their fragrances, and I am so excited for new fragrances launching under Marc-Antoine Barrois, because I can see his visions. Again, I am now a big fan of Marc-Antoine Barrois, guys. So if you haven't tried Ganymede, please go ahead and try. Other creations are also very beautiful, but to me, Ganymede is number one by far, and it's so hard to replace. Ganymede in my heart right now. But yeah guys, that is it for my video today. I hope you guys enjoy my little review for Ganymede, the original one, and a little comparisons with the Ganymede extrait. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you have tried Ganymede, because I would love to chat with you guys about fragrances. Alright guys, I will see you guys next time. Bye!